It's supposed you wanna think about rope, cause it's just that dope. Will I slip up? No. You can give up hope at the end of your rope, cause my time's getting close. Man, my rhymes kill opponents. They don't know they don't want it. It's my job, yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, free Tone. And all the real niggas wanna throw your hands in the air. And the police might kill you. Shout out to Michael Brown. It should have been in Central Brooklyn. They really took him down when they thought no one was looking. You throwing lies around like you talking to a real kid. I stake. Just facts. You hate the truth? Well, hate that. You slay dudes? I slay tracks. But I'm a criminal. Where they do that, huh? You can tell how it's looking. They declare war on the black man and woman. Stay woke. Keep looking. Since we all gods, guess who's coming? Real spill? We do numbers. Yeah. Y'all already know. It's your boy D Calico in the building. I already know when the good music come out, you already know Music Land coming out. You feel me? The number one first responder, you know, the masculine and the feminine first responders, the number one first responders as always. Oh shoot, that's what I'm talking about, Lady Owl. Yeah, and it's that time of the night, you know, where the wise owls meet up. And here we go again. You know how we do. Yeah, we definitely come to have a little fun. And, you know, everybody knows about the Marvel comic Black Panther. But they might not know that Black Panther is not the first black comic. That's for sure. I appreciate you. And yeah, Black Panther is not the first black comic. So of course we gotta touch on who is or what is. As you can see, we're gonna be talking about my boy Falcon today. Matter of fact, I think I'll show y'all some more classical images before we get fully going. So y'all can start to ponder some things. Yeah. All right. The classic. Okay, this is the classic. This is the more classic version of Falcon. And you know, that's a important god in all our cultures. You know, a very, very important god in either side of the world. Of course, we know in Egypt is Horus, you know, or Haru, the falcon. And over here, he reminds me of Quetzalcoatl. You feel me? With the red underbelly. Or it could be looked at as a phoenix. You feel me? But I see that red underbelly, and being that it's a brother, makes me think of the true American. Yep. Makes me think of the true American and, you know, his true culture. Does he give you Native American vibes? I mean, let me check the chat. Let me see if y'all on it. If we all seeing the same thing. You know, I feel like he's giving off Native American vibes. And, you know, and this is Samuel. Yeah, Samuel Wilson. Or Thomas Wilson, matter of fact. Right? And in the origin of a word like Samael, because we could also say Sa and Ma and El. Samael, Sa is the son of. And then we have Ma. and L. So we're talking about the great mother and we're talking about the great father. That's why we said L, you know. So Samael, I mean, he would be the son of the mother and the father. Yeah. And even in, let's say right here in Hebrew, right? In Hebrew is Shem and El. You know, Shem being the brother, if not of Abraham, then he was the brother of Israel. And I believe it was Israel. Yes, his brother Shem. But Shem El is Samuel, but Shema, which means hear, they say, and El. So it can be interpreted as either the name of God or God has heard. Samuel is historically the masculine form of that name. Okay. But yeah, like I said, don't forget, it could be definitely be Samael. Yes, a music land. You know, I need you to definitely keep the goddesses company. It can't just be goddesses. It got to be some gods in the building too. You feel me? Definitely, definitely keeping them company because they need that intellect around them, and you need theirs. I already know. But yeah, like I said, you giving off a lot of Native American vibes. Okay, big time. Like I said, Quetzalcoatl with a red underbelly, or even maybe a falcon. I mean, a phoenix, like that bird pretty much seems a fiery bird or that war bird. That's why the red is on him. He been doing handling business. Uh, yeah, so the first black comic, and you're gonna see that they say a companion of his was the the European Captain America. Hmm. Well, after him, the true Captain of America became Captain of America, and his Falcon. This guy Falcon became Captain America, Samuel L. Thomas. And like I said, his name, okay, Samuel, I'll tell you Samael. And then Thomas. Thomas means twin, you know? And it's kind of ironic that he is the other Captain America. Or, you know, a European would tell you that's not my Captain America. But it doesn't matter what they think. You know, we're going off, we're going to use Marvel as the say all on this. Because, yeah, Stan Lee created this. So, like I say, he became he became Captain America. And matter of fact, just for those who don't quite know, watch this. Since we're going to say it, how dare we call him a Captain America, right? Okay. But what does American mean, right? It seemed like Marvel already knew that. So when Marvel made Falcon, the copper, the first, copper colored, the first dark skin, the first so-called African American or black or Moor to be in a comic. They made him Captain America after being Falcon, because that's like saying, it's almost like saying if they trying to tell us any philosophy behind it, they're saying that this culture of people, whether they be considered Egyptians, considered, Mayans, or whatever the case, Irregardless, these cultured people are the true, captains of America. That's why they made Falcon the true American. So American, obviously is a noun. It's an aboriginal, one of the various copper-colored natives found on the American continent by the Europeans. The original application of the name. So who's the real Captain America? He would have to look like the people. He would have to look like the people of America. That's the only, that's the only way you can be Captain America. That's the only way you can represent us. So I would say the view that we get of Falcon as Captain America is dead on, according to these definitions, obviously, right? Let's go back up. Yeah. Various, the copper-colored natives. Yeah, so that would mean the European that found these copper-colored people can't be Captain America. So Marvel did one thing right when they made Falcon become Captain America. Let me show you some more. This is it. Yeah, we're finna get into it though. Hold on. Yep, Falcon, Samuel Thomas Wilson. Samuel Thomas Wilson went from Falcon to an Avenger to Captain America. And only one they want to show us is the European who needed a cosmic serum in order to even be a superhero. Well, my boy Falcon was already a superhero without that. He was also already a superhero as an Avenger without that. It was pretty much forced upon him when he became Captain America. It's like saying basically they gave him some melanin, even though he has melanin for some odd reason. Yep. So, like I say, the real true Captain America is Falcon. It almost sounds like Noah Drew Ali was right again. And that our people were giving this land from the heirs to the throne. Yeah, those Falcons. Put it like that. Because I don't know why we're going to act like, we were not a universal people, but we ain't got time for that right now. Let me get to it. Catch y'all up a little bit. Yeah, I'm with you, sis. For real. I could definitely, nitpick it. Trust me. With the best of them. I don't really care for the word. Though it does hold weight in court, in tribunals and paperwork. But besides that, I'm not fond of it. But it does work to it, on a lot of levels. All right. Let's see. Yep, exactly. And obviously he's the original, right? Like I said, Samuel Thomas Wilson. We don't understand. Let me zoom in on him. Even though we know, most of us have enough sense. We can see this. He's copper colored. He's copper colored. He's copper colored. Well, Samuel Thomas Wilson, one of his aliases, as you'll see, is Uncle Sam. Huh? He's Uncle Sam. He is Captain America. He became that after he avenged. Do we get it now? Is the writers of Marvel prophets? Was Stan Lee the modern Nostradamus? Not to say, those are the only psychics or prophets. We know we have plenty of Moors, copper-colored people, that are prophets. But what I'm saying is, every now and then there is a Nostradamus or maybe even a Stan Lee that appears. And for him to have said it like this before it happened, lets you know how it has to happen. We're going to have to, reach for the clouds. We're going to have to soar. We're going to have to be falcons. We're going to have to avenge all of the travesties that happen on this land. It's just like Noah Drali said, the European is going to, have to take a lot of water in order to go back home. You're going to have to take a lot of water on that trip, because you're going to have to cross the ocean. So we're going to have to avenge, and then we'll once again be the captains of America. I got to show it just to make sure anybody that might have just popped up is seeing what we see. For him to be the real, we're going to have to be that falcon. We're going to have to avenge, for all of the travesties that have occurred. We're going to have to, and then we'll be back to our rightful places as the captains of America, the lords of the land, the landlords. But yeah, we finna get back into this. Just touching on that. Now, yeah, like the brother said, yeah, I'm telling you, Uncle Sam. Yeah, and like Lady Owl is telling you, everything is interwoven in this matrix. And guess what? It's not by coincidence. It is not at all. Not at all. So we're gonna get a little bit of, the Marvel take on it, and we gotta always, see the truth, in things they call fiction. That it's to me it's like mythology, and it don't mean, it's foolishness. That's what we got to get out our heads when someone says mythology. It doesn't mean we take it as utter foolishness. When mythology means my theology, and Dr. Henry Clark told you that a lot of our history is tied up into what we call folklore. So we have to know these things. This is like what we call oral traditions. Wake up. But yeah, we finna get with it.
Every character is a marvel. I am a newbie when it comes to Marvel comics and its enormous amount of characters. Get ready for posts about new characters that I discover. I have another page titled The DC Dunce where I do the same but with DC characters. Wish me luck. Falcon. America belongs to all the people. Falcon. Real name, Samuel Thomas Sam Wilson. Aliases. Captain America. Snap Wilson. Blackbird. Blackwing. Brother superhero. Willie Samuels. Cap Wolf. Captain Falcon. Gender male. Height 6'2 inches. Weight 240 pounds, 109 kilograms. Eyes brown. Hair black. Powers. Avian telepathy. Abilities. Master martial artist. Peak human condition. Master acrobat. Master aerialist and flight. Expert shield fighter. Leadership. Equipment. Falcon's wings. Avengers identicard. Cybernetic implant. Avengers Quinjet. Universe, Earth 616. Citizenship, American. Base of operations. Harlem, New York City, New York. Parker Industries, Manhattan, New York City, New York. Stark Industries Airfield, New Jersey. Avengers Tower, Manhattan, New York City, New York. Avengers Mansion, Manhattan, New York City, New York. Gem Theater, Manhattan, New York City, New York. Shield Helicarrier. Parents. Paul Wilson, father. Darlene Wilson, mother. Marital status, single. Origin, human enhanced by the cosmic cube. Occupation. Adventurer. Vigilante. Freelance artist. Social worker. Urban planner. Education, high school dropout, later extensively self-educated. For first appearance. Captain America number 117, September, 1969, as Falcon. Captain America Volume 7 number 25, December, 2014, as Captain America. Powers. Avian telepathy. Sam was given the ability to telepathically link with birds. This link is strongest with his companion Redwing, but he is also able to extend his empathic link to other birds, making it possible for him to see through their eyes. He has also shown the ability to control birds. He is also a skilled handler and trainer of birds even without his mental powers. These abilities apply to the entirety of birds. Abilities. Master martial artist. Sam was trained in karate and various other styles of martial arts, making him one of the dangerous fighters in the world. His skills enable him to defeat some of the remarkable trained opponents in the world. Peak human condition. Sam is in very good shape. Sam is now above average athlete and have pushed his body to the pinnacle of human condition. Peak human strength. Over years of extensive training, Sam's strength is at the maximum limit of human conditioning. Peak human endurance. Sam possesses exceptional tolerance to physical pain. Master acrobat. Sam has underwent more rigorous training in gymnastics and acrobatics. Master aerialist and flight. His experience in martial arts, aerialist, and flight has made him one of the best aerial fighters in the world. Expert shield fighter. Sam is very proficient in the use of Captain America's shield. He has shown himself to be able to hit several targets from the air with pinpoint accuracy. Leadership. Sam has lead shield super agents with proficient tactician and strategist. Equipment. Falcon's wings. The Falcon's original jet-powered glider wings allowed him to fly at speeds up to 250 miles per hour. An emitter array on Falcon's back creates holographic hard light wings with a maximum wingspan of up to 50 feet. Controlled by a cybernetic link, the wings can be instantly reconfigured into dozens of different cruise configurations. A magnetic drive, in turn, provides the thrust needed to get Falcon airborne. The emitter also possesses GPS jamming devices that prevent satellite tracking, while the hardlight wings interfere with infrared tracking. A vibranium microweave was added to the costume itself, making Falcon resistant to small arms fire. The entire system is controlled mentally through cybernetic circuitry in the Falcon's mask. The costume has in the past featured a hidden talon, a cybernetically controlled grappling line built into the gauntlets of his costume, which he uses to entangle opponents, hook objects, or for swinging and climbing when his wings are detached. The costume's visors come equipped with various capabilities, including infrared lenses, giving him the ability to see objects by their infrared signature at night, magnification capabilities, and remote imaging sensors that allow a full 360-degree of vision when activated. The cowl also has a wideband receiver and transmitter with an unspecified range. Avenger's Identicard. Cybernetic implant. Sam has an implant in his brain that enhances his ability to see what birds see and transmit the visuals into a data storage facility that then converts the visuals into images and videos.
It sounds like they say Sam got the jab because he got a chip that enhances, enhance his mental abilities and gave him avian. Anytime you see a word AV, it really means like flight. Like birds are avian or aves. They're from the aves. Like they're reptiles, but they're from the aves species of reptile. So they're like flying reptiles. So even now, when you're looking at the birds, it's still we are the reptilians. You can't get away from it. And yeah, I was stating that earlier when I said how, that red underbelly is like Quetzalcoatl to me in American culture. They're saying the Falcon, but that looks like a Quetzal. That looks like a phoenix. That red, that war bird, because every bird gonna have red on him when he done 10 sun apart. Like I say, we're gonna have to be that Falcon. We're gonna have to avenge. Then once again, we'll be the captains of America. Just like this story. This story is exactly like our story. There's no difference. Just like I showed you in the other video about Superman is a Moor. You feel me? It's our story all over again. The Superman story is our story. And we gotta adopt the story of Falcon. Because we're gonna have to soar to new heights. We're gonna have to become Avengers. That's what he became. After Falcon, he became an Avenger. And after being an Avenger, he became the Captain of America, aka Captain America. And we already know who the true Americans is. Don't make me show it again. But I am. I'm gonna do it anyways because I feel like every time I see new people coming up, they need to be caught up. They need to understand, overstand, comprehend what an American is. So when I say Captain America or the Captain of America, this is what it should be. It should be an Aboriginal, or it should be one of the various copper-colored natives found on this American continent. So basically, an American should be an Aboriginal or a copper-colored native found on his own continent, which is America, because he's an American. He's the copper-colored native. So obviously, this first black comic, the first black comic ever, bodes well as an American. He's copper-colored. He's copper-colored. Looks like a modern-day Aboriginal to me. Just like a video, All Hell I Knew, how I showed the connection of the winged deity, the Sumerian god I knew, or the ancient god I knew, and the Carnival festival, where our women and others wear wings in these Carnival festivals. So yeah, it's all interwoven. We all should be able to see that it was a worldwide thing that we had going. It was an empire, and we all had the same culture at one point. Very, very similar. We can change words all we want. We do that right here, down south and up north. East Coast, West Coast, we're going to do that. Yeah, let me get back to this right quick for you.
The data storage facility that then converts the visuals into images. Visuals into images and videos. Avengers Quinjet. Personality. Samuel is a superhero who loves birds. As a child, he was friendly and joyful to people, especially when it comes to birds. After the death of his parents, Samuel used to be vengeful and angry. However, he starts his new life and meet Redwing, then his friend, Steve Rogers. He have the courage to become the Falcon because of his powers to control birds. Origin. Sam Wilson grew up in a tough Harlem neighborhood. His father, a minister, had been killed trying to stop a fight between two rival gangs when Sam was 9 years old. Some years later, his mother was murdered by a mugger while she tried to protect her children. Sam did his best to try and do the right thing, but his grief and anger eventually led him down a criminal path. He took on the name of Snap Wilson while working for the mob. Becoming the Falcon. After an assignment, on the way to Rio de Janeiro, Sam's plane crashed on a remote Caribbean island named Exile where the Red Skull and his henchmen were hiding out. The Red Skull sought to use Wilson as a pawn to attack Captain America with. Red Skull used the cosmic cube to revert Snap into Sam, and give him the ability to telepathically communicate with birds, especially a falcon that Wilson had bought named Redwing. After their initial skirmish, Cap was able to free Wilson from the Skull's programming. Together they defeated the Skull, and the Falcon became Cap's partner for a long time. It was later revealed that the Snap persona had entirely been a construction of the Red Skull to manipulate Wilson, and in fact he had never been a criminal at all. Wilson received help from the Black Panther, who created a harness for Wilson, allowing him to fly. Roscoe Simons. When Rogers briefly abandoned his Captain America identity, others attempted to take up the mantle, including a young man named Roscoe whom the Falcon mentored. When the Red Skull eventually killed Roscoe, Rogers again became Captain America. Soon afterward, the Red Skull revealed the Falcon's true past as Snap Wilson, and unsuccessfully attempted to use the Cosmic Cube to make the Falcon kill Captain America. SHIELD Super Agents. The Falcon ultimately left as Cap's partner when he was named the leader of the SHIELD Super Agents. Token Avenger. Later, as one of the few black superheroes active, he was drafted to join the Avengers by Henry Peter Gyrick to fill a quota. Resenting being a token, he quit at the first opportunity. At one point, a Sentinel chased him believing him to be a mutant, but this was later debunked and the Sentinel was presumed to have been malfunctioning. Shortly following this incident he came across, fought and defeated the supervillain named Electro. Del Rusk. Falcon became a member of the new team of Avengers assembled to fight the international menace Scorpio as a United Nations peacekeeping agency. By this point, Falcon had discovered that he could extend his telepathic bond with Redwing, allowing him to control other birds and see through their eyes. He used this ability to spy on Henry Gyrick and discovered that the United States Secretary of Defense, Del Rusk, had been pressuring Gyrick to spy on the Avengers and turn over their secrets. Although initially hostile to one another, Falcon convinced Gyrick to help the Avengers spy on Rusk, feeding him false information while gathering evidence to expose him. They discover that Rusk was actually the Red Skull, who had launched a biological weapon attack on America, intending to use the ensuing panic to gain control over America's government and start a war with other countries. Falcon was instrumental in defeating the Red Skull. Avengers disassembled. The insane Scarlet Witch accidentally destabilized the Falcon's mind, pushing him back towards his snap persona, and while he continued to work with Captain America, the relationship became strained, until, finally, Cap felt that he had no choice but to stop working with him. While Falcon argued, a man who the new Falcon had forced from his home to use as a safe house shot Cap in the back. Thinking Cap dead, Falcon cleaned himself up and went after the so-called anti-Cap, who had been causing problems for them both. Civil War and death of Captain America. Falcon subsequently helped Cap track down the Winter Soldier. He was also the first to join with Captain America against the Superhuman Registration Act, and played a leadership role in the Secret Avengers. Following Captain America's assassination by the machinations of the Red Skull, the Falcon registered with the government and was made responsible for Harlem, although he remained in contact with the underground New Avengers. Afterwards, S.H.I.E.L.D. recruited Falcon and Agent Sharon Carter to investigate the captain's assassination by locating the Winter Soldier and tracking down the Red Skull. Falcon resumed working with Steve Rogers following his rebirth and eventual return to the mantle of Captain America some time later. Becoming Captain America. Following Captain America's adventure in Dimension Z, Falcon met Arnim Zola's daughter Jet, with whom he had a fling. Around this time, during a confrontation against the Iron Nail, Steve was deprived of the super soldier serum, quickly aging into an old man. After foiling Arnim Zola's plan to detonate a bomb in New York, almost sacrificing his life in the process, Falcon was given the mantle of Captain America by Steve, who had to step down due to his condition. Sam's first mission as the new Captain America got him in Hydra's crosshairs, and Sam found himself confronted by several of Cap's most deadly foes as the result of a trap. Misty Knight saved him, and revealed that Hydra had infiltrated numerous critical teams from the superhero community. The terrorist organization had also planned to spread the poisonous blood of an inhuman kid named Lucas all over the planet. With the help of Misty Knight and Armadillo, a Hydra agent Cap turned to his side, Cap was able to locate and defuse several bombs that contained fleas with the kid's blood which had been scattered across the globe. With his plan thwarted, Baron Zemo launched a contingency plan, the self-detonation of Baron blood in the atmosphere, resulting in the propagation of the blood. Cap managed to disarm Baron blood and leave him floating in space to be recovered by S.H.I.E.L.D. Sam cut his ties with S.H.I.E.L.D. after a series of events triggered by the hacker known as the Whisperer, who had leaked S.H.I.E.L.D.'s plans to create a cosmic cube, a project that Sam opposed publicly. When S.H.I.E.L.D. tried to capture the Whisperer, Sam helped him instead, believing the hacker's actions to be righteous, and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s potential retribution disproportionate. With the help of the Whisperer, Sam spent months taking down different Hydra cells, and made a deal to acquire diplomatic immunity. The parting of Wilson from his superiors took another step when he decided to stop working for the government, believing that the United States needed a Captain America who was more socially active than before. Captain America's segregation from the government wasn't without criticism, with certain Americans believing him to have become Captain Socialism, while others fully showed his support. During this time, Sam was drawn into a crisis when he and Iron Man aided Spider-Man in battling Warbringer. Joined by the Vision, Thor, Nova and Ms. Marvel, the group took down Warbringer and stopped his attempt to bring an army of Chitauri to Earth. Impressed by it all, the team became the newest incarnation of Avengers. Shortly after finding a new ally in the form of Joaquin Torres, a young immigrant mutated by the villainous Karl Malus who took on the mantle of Falcon, Captain America became involved in a conflict in the small town of Pleasant Hill, a secret super prison which resulted from S.H.I.E.L.D. finalizing the Cosmic Cube project in secrecy following its exposed and alleged termination. In the middle of containing a breakout in Pleasant Hill, Steve Rogers was returned to his prime by Capt, the sentient cosmic cube that powered Pleasant Hill. Once the crisis was contained, Steve agreed to let Sam keep the shield and mantle of Captain America, in spite of having been returned to fighting form and returned to the mantle himself. Rage. Steve's return as Captain America only further damaged Sam's own reputation, as now his dissidents also demanded he return the shield to Rogers. Shortly after attending the funeral of Jim Rhodes, Sam and Falcon became involved in a skirmish between Brooklyn vigilante Rage and the private policing initiative known as the AmeriCops. After de-escalating the situation, Cap had to confront U.S. agent, who attacked Sam in an attempt to get him to give up on the shield. U.S. agent's attack was orchestrated in secret by two of Sam's biggest detractors, Paul Keene, employer of the AmeriCops, and talk show host Harry Hauser, and Steve Rogers himself. As it turned out, Capt had actually replaced the real Steve Rogers with an alternate fascist version of himself. Sam's faith in America was shaken by an ensuing chain of events, most notably the wrongful imprisonment of Rage after being accused of robbing a Harlem bodega. Adding insult to injury, being a vigilante, Rage was beaten up by his fellow cellmates and led in a critical condition. In light of Rage's incident, Sam decided to step down as Captain America. Secret Empire. The following weeks were spent by Sam disconnected from society, camping in the middle of nowhere in order to find himself. Unfortunately, when he returned to civilization, Sam discovered the country had been taken over by Hydra, under the leadership of Steve Rogers, who eventually revealed his new nature as a Hydra agent after months of scheming. While he still refused to return to superheroics, Sam began to help out those prosecuted by Hydra's regime, namely Inhumans and their families, and created a network to funnel people out of the country. Sam was pulled back into the life of superheroes when the rebel group known as the Underground requested his services in getting out of America. Sam then reluctantly joined them in their enterprise to recover the fragments of Capt, which had been spread throughout the globe, in hopes they could be used to return Steve to normalcy. When the Underground returned to the base with their hands almost empty, they were attacked by Hydra's forces, and lost the shards. The grimness of the situation prompted Sam to take up the mantle of Captain America once again in order to inspire his people. Following the Underground's acquisition of a cosmic cube fragment, Captain America carried out a plan to free those heroes which had been neutralized by Captain America, who were either trapped below a Dark Force dome in Manhattan or stranded off-planet on the other side of the planetary defense shield. Using the cosmic cube shard, Cap manipulated the probabilities of a chain of events which saw the end of those hindrances. Together, the reunited superhero community launched a final attack against Hydra on Washington, D.C. When the evil Captain America attacked the heroes sporting a suit with the power of the almost complete cosmic cube, Sam purposefully handed him over his fragment, so that once the cube was complete, the Winter Soldier could reach into Capt's psyche. This resulted in the return of both Capt and the real Captain America, who proceeded to defeat his evil self, putting an end to Hydra's reign. In the wake of the Hydra Empire, Steve Rogers found himself in a place of turmoil. Having proven his worth as Captain America and knowing that his friend needed to win back the trust of an entire nation after the events enacted in his name, Sam returned the shield to Steve, relinquishing the mantle of Captain America in the process, and returning to his alias of Falcon. In an effort to reconnect to the world beyond the threats usually tackled by superheroes, Sam began to focus his efforts on de-escalating street-level issues, such as gang conflicts in Chicago. Fun facts. The Falcon initially started out as a non-flying superhero with a trained falcon, Red Wing, but eventually he had wings made of Wakandan design, which he has retained over the years. The Falcon has been a frequent partner of Captain America, and has intermittently been a
Yeah, they just let you know how people be getting that animism. They get these animisms about themselves. It's like saying, "Oh, that's the bird lady." You know, man, she be feeding 100 birds every morning. They do whatever she say, man. She got some of them trained and all this and that. It's not that, but in folklore, she would be depicted as having wings, like him. You feel me? Obviously, he was an indigenous type person, and he was one with nature. And being one with nature, you're gonna find a friend in nature. Where's your friend at in nature? You're gonna have a friend. It wouldn't just necessarily be a dog. It won't have to be just a dog. Like we know the Moor's best friend is an elephant. You know, they were the first ones to truly train elephants. This, you'll see a lot of people represented by a serpent animism because they mastered the serpents. You know, so you might, folklore or mythology might depict this person as being a snake lady, as a snake man, half snake. You feel me? Or green, or whatever the case may be. Even if it's like an Asar. Asar was just like a Dr. Sebi, just being a gardener, a farmer to that point, to that level that they painted him green in folklore. So we got to be able to see the message that they're trying to tell you, no matter what language you speak. No matter what language you speak, they saying it where we should all be able to see and comprehend. But comprehension skills people ain't got skills. But we got them. That's why we here right now.
has intermittently been a member of the Avengers, having first been brought in by Henry Peter Gyrick in an attempt to make the group more racially integrated. The Falcon is one of the first African American superheroes. His nephew was the Hulk's sometime sidekick Jim Wilson, one of the first openly HIV-positive Marvel characters. Wilson is to date the only publicly known black successor Captain America. Isaiah Bradley was never officially recognized in the role of Captain America, though some list Bradley as the Black Captain America.
Yeah, like that's how you know they want to say he black. Shoot, they even say his brother Jim Wilson was the first character, comic character with HIV. Yeah, come on, here y'all go, here y'all go. You know what I mean? As those years go by, I guess he's just trying to give it away. He trying to, Stan Lee was trying to say, "Damn, do you get it now?" It's like, dang, if he was still alive, he would have said, "Fuck it." He would have made the first comic character with his pants sagging, just so y'all could understand, man. Damn, dog, that's you, man. Yeah, and that dude woke up, he put his pants on and put a belt on, and he became a superhero. Yeah, you know what I mean? Real talk. So it's crazy. It's like I was saying, with the folklore, how if you were one with the birds, you would be depicted probably with wings or something like that, right? Like, what are we gonna be depicted as, in history? We could at least be like a scribe. We could at least be a Tahuti. At least make me look like I'm a bird that could peck and write. Call me, the woodpecker. So I could at least be able to scribe and jot down some stuff. You know, But we wouldn't understand. We were like, what the hell? He a little bird. Yeah. And I don't know what we're gonna be, because people, I guess, when folklore, hits, they're gonna be like half man, half crack pipe. I mean, half, kilo. Like, what the hell? You feel me? Like, yeah, you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So, like I said, we're gonna have to be that Falcon. We're gonna have to be that. We're gonna have to be the Avengers. We are. And I'm not even as big as as big into this Marvel stuff as you might think. You know what I mean? Not. But I like what I just seen. I like what I just seen. And I think that is a blueprint that was written by the late Stan Lee. But I think we can actually see why any intellectual would think like that. We're gonna have to soar to new heights. We're gonna have to be that Falcon. We're gonna have to soar to those new heights. We're gonna have to be that Avenger. We're gonna have to. That's the only way we'll ever be the captains, or the true American. The captains of America again. Be the true landlords of America. You feel me? So I think we all on one accord with that. And I don't think nobody can disagree. You feel me? So I really ain't got to beat a dead horse, of course. But you already know. It's been another installation. And this was the first black comic hero. From history, you ain't know the color of misery's brown skin. You ain't gotta listen me tell you how I went. We been through more troubles than others, times 10. Ain't got it to give, but cool, I lend. Now how about you, who said you're my friend? I'm not powerful.